All right, so we're diving into this whole pretotyping thing today, and honestly, it's like someone stumbled onto a secret weapon for anyone who's ever even thought about starting a business.
Or even just, testing out a new idea, really. And trust me, I've seen this startup world from pretty much every angle you can imagine.
Oh, I bet. So we're digging into this pitch, right, from a company called, get this, pretotype.io.
Yeah, pretotype.io. And honestly, they're onto something big here, trying to solve a problem that takes down way more startups than people realize.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so before we get all into the .io part of it all, let's break this down. Like, what even is pretotyping? And why should we care?
Okay, imagine this. You get to test your product, right? But before it actually exists,
Wait, hold up. I thought we were talking about, like, market research and stuff.
we are. But this is next level. We're talking about creating an illusion of the product actually working, like a movie set, almost.
Oh, okay. Okay, so less about building the whole thing, more about building a super convincing preview to see if anyone bites. I'm kind of getting it,
Yeah.
but why is this such a big deal?
Because, and I can't stress this enough, most startups, they fail.
Yeah, that's true.
They go belly up. And a lot of the time, it's because they spent all their time, energy, everything, building something nobody even wants.
Oof, yeah, that's rough.
And that's where prototyping comes in. It's like checking if anyone's hungry for, say, gourmet donuts,
Ooh, donuts.
right, before you sink your life savings into opening that shop.
Okay, now that's an example I can get behind. So instead of like a grand opening, you're doing a taste test first.
Exactly. And the cool part is, with prototyping, you can test different flavors. You can test your branding, even the vibe of your donut shop, all without signing a lease or, buying those industrial-sized ovens.
Okay, now I see why you're excited about this. Give me an example, though. How does this whole illusion thing actually work?
Okay, let's say you've got this killer idea for a language learning app, right? But it uses, like, personalized AI tutors. Big project.
Yeah, definitely not a weekend project.
No way.
Yeah.
So instead of building the whole platform, you might create, say, a really slick landing page, showcasing the benefits, maybe even have some like mock-up screenshots, some glowing user testimonials,
Ooh, sneaky.
right? And then you drive some traffic to the page, maybe using social media ads or something, and you see how people react. Do they sign up for more information? Click through to your imaginary pricing page?
So you're measuring their excitement, their interest, before you write a single line of code.
Exactly. And that is the power of prototyping. You're checking your assumptions, but with way less risk. Which brings us to how pretotype.io fits into this whole picture. They want to make this whole process even easier.
Okay, so they're like, the platform that helps you build those convincing fake products. Tell me more. So pretotype.io is like the toolbox for building these illusions, but with like an AI twist.
You got it. They're aiming to be that one-stop shop for prototyping
Mm-hmm.
and using AI to, grease the wheels, make the whole thing smoother.
Okay, I like it.
Right. Like imagine needing a realistic landing page for that language app we were talking about. Their AI tools could help you whip one up in no time.
So no more trying to learn graphic design at midnight.
Exactly. It lowers the barrier to entry for anyone who has an idea. But it's not just about building the facade. They also want to use AI to help you analyze all that data you get from your prototype.
Wait, so it's like having an AI focus group?
Kind of. It's about understanding what resonates with your target audience, what they click on, what makes them hesitate, so you can fine-tune everything before you go all in.
Like having an AI advisor giving you real-time feedback.
Exactly. It's like, hey, maybe ditch the learn Klingon in 3 days tagline, yeah.
Okay, this is blowing my mind, but this all sounds great for like, aspiring tech CEOs. But what about the rest of us?
See, that's the beauty of it. Even if you're not, like, launching the next big startup, these principles are so valuable. Imagine working on a product launch at your company, right? Wouldn't it be amazing to test different concepts on a smaller scale first, before you spend a ton of resources?
Right. Instead of betting the whole marketing budget on one campaign, you get to run a few prototyped versions first and see what works.
Exactly. Or let's say you want to pitch a new initiative at work. Instead of just, hoping your boss likes your PowerPoint, you could prototype it. Create a mock website outlining the program, gather some data, and then go in and actually show the potential impact.
You're saying I could have prototyped my way to a promotion by now. Okay, I'm kidding, sort of.
Yeah.
But seriously, this idea of taking a little bit of the risk out of decision-making is brilliant. And this document, it's like they're hinting that, thanks to AI, this is just the tip of the iceberg for prototyping.
It's true. What's really interesting is they're pointing toward a future where prototyping is standard practice. And not just for startups, for businesses of all sizes.
Yeah.
Like it just becomes a given, a key part of how we innovate.
So not just this niche thing that only a few people in Silicon Valley are talking about.
Exactly. And AI can make it even more accessible, more sophisticated. Imagine AI-powered platforms that not only help you create these prototypes, but can also analyze mountains of data to tell you which ideas are most likely to, actually take off in the market.
So it's like an AI crystal ball, but instead of predicting the future, it's helping you shape a better future. That's wild.
Right.
And speaking of shaping the future, the document also mentions that pretotype.io, they want to be more than just a platform. They're aiming to build a whole marketplace of ideas.
That's right. They see this future where you can explore and potentially even invest in other people's prototypes concepts.
Wait, so like Kickstarter, but for ideas that are even earlier in the game.
Precisely. It's about giving those early stage ideas a fighting chance, to gain some traction, attract support,
Hmm?
potentially disrupt the whole venture capital world.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. This has been an incredible deep dive into this whole world of prototyping, from like the nuts and bolts of how it works to its potential to honestly revolutionize how we innovate. It's like instead of buying stock in a company, you're investing in pure potential, like those light bulb moments before they even become prototypes.
Yeah, it is a fascinating thought, and it really gets at this idea of democratizing innovation, right? Giving everyone a shot and turning their what-ifs into why-nots.
I love that. And it's not even just about, making money. It's about creating a space for ideas that might have just been, I don't know, dismissed or just completely overlooked.
Right. And just imagine the impact. If we make it easier for people, for smaller teams to test their ideas quickly, affordably, who knows what we could create?
This whole thing has really got me thinking. And honestly, it's so much bigger than just like, is this product going to work or not? It's about approaching, well, any decision with this more experimental mindset.
Absolutely. And, this document makes such a good point about the role of AI in all of this. What if, and I know this sounds crazy, but what if prototyping, especially with the help of AI, becomes as normal as writing a business plan or doing market research?
Okay, now that is a future I am 100% here for. A world where, I don't know, maybe we're not all so afraid to fail
Yeah.
because we have the tools to test things out quickly, learn from our mistakes before they become like, these huge setbacks.
It's not about eliminating risk altogether. It's about getting smart about it.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. We've covered so much, from like the nitty-gritty of how to do it to the potential to honestly change how we think about innovation as a whole.
It's been great unpacking all of this with you.
Before we go, I want to leave everyone with something to think about. The whole point of this document was about making prototyping accessible, right? To everyone. So my question to you, dear listener, is this. What's that idea that you've been holding on to? That one that feels, I don't know, too risky? Maybe a little too out there? What if prototyping is the key to making it a reality?
That's a great question. Something to really consider. Don't just dream it, prototype it.
And on that note, from testing out donut recipes to, maybe even revolutionizing an entire industry, prototyping might just be the secret ingredient that your next big idea has been waiting for. Until next time, keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep diving deep.